Hi everybody, it's Kelly from Let's Get Clacking, and today's video is going to be slightly different as it's just going to be a Silhouette Studio tutorial. What I'm going to cover in today's video is how to create a continuous pattern. Now this pattern is little murlocs, as you can see there, and it is one pattern, it's not a picture, that I've actually done on this mug the whole way through. Now ignore the pressing on the mug, that's kind of why I have it, because it was done wrong. But this is very useful for full garments, for mugs like this, if you want to have the pattern on the whole mug. I've done quite a few different ones. I've done ones with little cats on it. I've done ones with cacti. Obviously, I've done the Murloc ones. It's a little character from World of Warcraft. I'm completely obsessed. Just don't worry. But it's extremely useful in so many different applications. It's such a simple process that I really think that you guys would benefit greatly from learning about it. If you find this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, and you're welcome to subscribe to my channel and watch the video the whole way through, as those three things hugely help my channel to grow and bring you more videos in the future. Well, let's get clacking. I have a few designs open that I'm going to be using. Now these I all got from Silhouette Design Store, and we're going to be using multiple different types of designs to make sure that this works. Just going to put these together. This is obviously a print and cut. Let's just do that. There we go, and group them. The rest are just print and cut designs that I've got. This one was obviously like a normal cut layering design. Let's just prep our workspace. So I'm going to be turning the mat off because we don't need the mat. I'm also going to be removing the cut lines because we don't need to see any of the cut lines. Then we're going to move all of our designs to our design space. So this one we can actually ungroup and just take the picture. Yeah. Move that over. Move our gnome. I love saying that, it's so much fun. Okay, so I'm just going to prep these ones by taking the background out. Now what I'm going to do is make all the designs the size that I want them, because obviously I don't want all of them this size, they'll definitely not work. So I'm going to make the eggs very small, because I want them to be little fillers. A little bit smaller, and then I'm going to duplicate them because I want quite a few of them, so I'm going to make sure that they are there. And these we can obviously ungroup and make them each their own color. Now you will notice that I've made them all pretty much quite small, because we're going to be creating quite a busy pattern on this side. The trick to a good repeatable pattern is to have the designs slightly smaller than what you intend them to be, because then it doesn't look too much like a duplicated pattern. It'll take you quite a while to figure out. If you only have 3 things on the pattern, then you'll very easily be able to tell that it's a duplicated pattern, which if that's what you're going for, then you know that's perfectly fine. But the way that I want to go for this is to be able to use it on a much larger scale, so then it'll be a little bit harder to tell that it's actually a duplicated pattern or a repeatable pattern. I'm going to duplicate some of these and some of these, and I'm going to duplicate these again. Now what I'm going to do is put 2 of these on top of each other, and you will see why. And I'm going to put 2 of these on top of each other, and let's do it there, and let's do 2 of these. Okay, now what I'm doing with these is I'm creating a join in the pattern so that it makes the duplicated pattern look less like it's a duplicated pattern. I'm actually going to also do it with one of these, and I'm going to tilt it. Now you place them on the edges, so when your pattern then duplicates, you have something joining them. So what we do is we select the bunny, you select one of them, so you don't double, you don't do that, you just select one of them. And we're going to go to the move panel, and we're going to move them. You can set a distance, alright? So in this case it'll be, 30.48. because that's the size of the canvas. If you want to make this 30 by 30, then you can. Actually, let's do that. Let's make this a 30 by 30 canvas, just to make life easier. And then we move the bunny 30 centimeters up. And you'll see it's now in exactly the same place, but just there's one at the bottom and one at the top. We're going to do the same for the gnome. Let's actually move the gnome. Let's tilt him a little bit. And we're going to move him down. Okay. Then we're going to take the little bunny duck thing. I'm also going to tilt him a little bit. And we're going to move him right. And then we're going to do the same for the basket. So now we have things on the edge of the pattern. Now we can pretty much just go in and fill in whatever we want to put there. You can resize them so that they look different. You can turn them around. That's what I like to do. And now we can add some of the eggs. Tilt those a little bit. So it's really a simple thing to do. It's just you have to get the basics right in order for your pattern to look good. And what you can even do if you want is you can do a square at the back. We can make this 30 by 30 and we can send it to the back so you can see kind of what your pattern will look like with a color background. We won't necessarily want to make it that color. Maybe let's do it this color or like a nice soft blue or something like that. Obviously, like I said, you can make this as busy or as not busy as you want. But I like to have lots of things to choose from on where to put on my pattern. I vary the sizes on the items that I put here, just so it doesn't look cookie cut. You can even flip them horizontally if you want them to look the other directions. Now obviously this is also kind of a mishmash of different styles. If you wanted something to have one particular style, you could then go into the design store and choose designs that, you know, match each other, like the design style is the same or similar. I kind of just chose a whole bunch of random ones. Try and look for patterns that all match each other, because these don't really match each other, so it's not going to look as good as if you have a matching pattern. I'm happy with that. Maybe let's just add 1 or 2 more eggs here. So I'm going to delete all of the things that I didn't use. And then we're going to save our design. Now this is the important part. You can save it with a background color if you like. You can change the background color to be whatever you want and then you can save it. So let's just try that. Okay, so we're going to save it. Let's go to... Okay, I like to save the silhouette file first, just so that I can go back and change it at a later stage if there's something that I don't like. Then I save it as a PNG. Okay, so we just make it the same. The DPI, the dots per inch, you change to 300, which means it's going to be a very high quality image. And then you save it with a transparent background. So let's save that. Now we're going to load it into Silhouette. Okay, so we found it in the folder and we're going to drop it into Silhouette. And let's create a square. Okay, let's center the square. Then we go to the image panel, the pattern, or the fill rather, and then we scroll down to find our pattern that we've just created, and we can scroll down and toggle the other settings. So we can play with the angle, right? We can play with the scale if you like. And you can see there it looks pretty much perfect. You can see these white lines, but they won't show when you actually save the pattern. I've tested this many times, don't worry. And there you can, you can kind of see where the repeats are, but it's a lot more difficult to see the repeats than what it would be if you have a smaller pattern. And I can even show you an example of a smaller pattern. This one was another example that I did. So you can clearly see that this is a repeatable pattern because it doesn't have very much going on in it. So if you scale it, back, it's very clearly a repeatable pattern. So that's why I prefer to make mine a little bit smaller. So if you scale this back, I mean, you can see that it's a repeatable pattern, but it's not so obvious. And that's all there is to creating a repeatable pattern. It's very simple. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate your support. It means the world to me. I get so excited every time I check on the analytics from my videos and see how many of you have actually watched the video the whole way through to the end. It really brings me so much joy, and it really helps my channel to grow. So thank you so much once again. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. You're welcome to subscribe to my channel on this side. On that side will be my latest video, and just below that, YouTube will show you something that they think that you'll enjoy. And remember, be kind to someone. See you next time.